Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, this is my son Ben, and today we have the Ardbeg Scorch. That's the whiskey for the Ardbeg Day 2021.
These guys at Ardbeg really have the fun, huh? You have the dragon, and it's a fire and aroma spewing dragon, they say. And you see casks that are burning on the inside. And here you go with the tail of the flavor-breathing dragon. And then you have the hero here, is the little dog. Shorty as a knight in armor and sword and shield by hand.
Yeah, so the story behind this is Warehouse No. 3 is a weird place, and there had been a dragon in it. And all workers at the distillery refused to go inside because there was this beast inside. And this was, of course, chased down by Shorty, this small dog, barking at him. And then they made peace and negotiated that the dragon will only fire the casks for giving his mighty force to the Ardbeg whiskey. And so this whiskey is from the Warehouse No. 3, and the casks are maximum charred on the inside. So this remembers me of a bottling called Alligator. Because if you burn a cask from the inside heftily, then you get this alligator skin, these little squares, cutting, tearing from the structure, so that you have this alligator basket or bags from the women in former times.
Yeah, the alligator skin is kind of, has valleys and cracks in it, and that's how a alligator char in a barrel looks like. And these ex-bourbon casks have been charged to the maximum, they say in here, and that's where the spirit has been matured.
But this is a tale. So originally, the more you char the casks, the smoother the whiskey will become, because all these intense and sharp aromas will be sucked up by the charcoal, which is an active filtering substance, so that the whiskey becomes smoother. So there's difficult letters are used, font is used on the, and they're using an old writing style on that. And here there are, from the shadowy depth of Dunwich Warehouse No. 3 comes a single malt of fantastical proportions, matured in our most heavily charred casks, toasted cloves and wisps of sweet peat smoke interlaced with thick clouds of briarwood. I had to look that up, briarwood. It's a kind of a small tree from heather.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And sage. Never expected sage in that. Discover.
Have you ever been to Warehouse 3?
Sorry?
Have you ever been to Warehouse 3?
I think so, yes.
I've been to a lot of warehouses from Ardbeg, but I can't remember any numbers from them.
The layers of flavor in this fire-breathing base of a dram. So it's 46% ABV, as most of the Ardbeg have, and they have a wonderful cap here with the fiery odor.
I like it that Ardbeg is always bringing out a new kind of experimental bottles.
Smoke from the dragon. So this, if you have this vaporization on top, that means that the cork is very tight, and that you had a different air pressure at the time of bottling than today. We have a very, very, very low. It's 1-digit temperatures outside.
What digit centigrade temperature?
Yes, I thought about that as well.
We don't have a foot of snow. I
But
think
we
Fahrenheit, one digit temperature in Fahrenheit is very, very, very cold, isn't it?
So we had last week we had fresh snow in middle of May. Fresh snow in the Alps close by, down to 1,600 meters, I think, or 1,400. Smoky. That's an Ardbeg. Yeah,
That's an Ardbeg, right?
that's an Ardbeg. So first the smoke, second the smoke, and then after that I have the anise seed.
Yeah. It's not just one-dimensional, but it's very, very heavy on the smoke, and the smoke is really a scorched smoke. So it's like a chimney full of what's it called, that black stuff, and it's very charred and incomplete fire, very directly smoky, like a bonfire smoke. That's what I was looking for as in words.
Yeah, so it's burned, not smoldered.
Smoldered, burned,
More burned than smoldered.
And the other thing is that fresh note. And yes, I would go as far as go. Yeah, it's an anise. Maybe it's minty, but I would rather go
minty,
for that.
probably.
It's so small that it's hard to define, as you have a lot of smoke to cope with.
And what's officially said, steel and saddle soap.
Whoa.
Nope, I do not have that.
I don't know how steel is supposed to smell.
Well, I know steel from my apprenticeship or internship at the steelworks, but you typically smell oil, burnt oil, not steel. Steel has no smell at all.
Yeah, a kind of a little bit of a leathery note with the saddle soap. So I would rather go for the saddle than the soap.
Not for the soap, probably for the saddle.
So how much does it have? 46% ABV, and they always go with 46.
So it's definitely an Ardbeg, and from the smell, it's a very typical Ardbeg.
Yeah, typical
Cheers.
Ardbeg. Cheers.
As Ardbeg should be, a little sweet, a little mouth-watering, intense, close to sharp ginger on the tongue, licorice, black licorice in the aftertaste. There's some, I remember from my grandfather, he has some licorice pills, very round, very sticky. They were called Ryla pearls, and this taste is here. Definitely licorice. Yeah. Aftertaste, little tar, hefty. So the smell and the sweetness very Ardbeg-like, and the aftertaste whop more than a lot of other Ardbegs have.
It's very hefty on the smoke. Usually the Ardbeg is combined with a bit of a sweet touch to it, a bit of a sweet cherry to it, a bit of a fruitiness. That's missing here quite a lot. You have a bit of a oaky licorice thing going on that's a little bit sweet, but for the most part I would say they focus on the Ardbeg smoke. So Scorch is the word here to be used, and the aftertaste is therefore missing the sweetness, more of a hefty, dark kind of flavor, oaky, leathery. So it's a very, very strong and intense and not very sweet Ardbeg.
So in the taste it's mostly smoky and in the aroma it's mostly smoky, and in the taste it's hefty, with all differences of tar, of smoke, of peat, of licorice, of everything. So this is definitely on the taste.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I like it. You have to be in for something really strong and intense, and very smoldering, smoky, scorched smoke.
So the inner taste of Ardbeg is sweet. If you empty your dram and leave it on the table and smell on it the next day, you typically have a very, very sweet impression, because the smoke then is gone and the sweetness of Ardbeg is left over. And here you have a very short time where you have immediately after swallowing this sweet feeling, and then it's gone. Probably tomorrow after an empty glass.
Yeah. So yes, this is unfortunately just a limited edition. As always, you have such a great whiskey, and you will just enjoy it for, let's say, half a year, because after that the bottles will be gone and they won't bring it back. So unfortunately, yeah, this is a limited edition. If you can get your hands on one,
the price
you should probably get one.
Wouldn't be that cheap.
Yeah, the price is probably not that cheap.
So we do not know already the price, which will be, but it might be somewhere between 90 and 120 euros.
I would have hoped for 80.
Yeah, we don't know what it will be.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.